assist in trying to push policy and be able to create just space for us as Black people in this industry, because we all know that we work hard, and this industry is still predominantly non-transformed, but we're here and we're going to continue this fight, and we want to make sure that we make the space that we need to make for yourselves who are coming up behind us as well.
So Zenzi,
hi Laika.
How are you?
I'm fine, thanks, and yourself?
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you so much for joining me today. We just wanted to understand Khula Sizwe. Can you tell us a little bit more about Khula Sizwe? What is it all about? When did the company start, etc.?
Okay, definitely. So Khula Sizwe started in 2019. It was a B transaction through the Barloworld initiative, Barloworld Limited, that is, a B transaction that looked at an opportunity to change the landscape or the economic landscape of our corporate space. And what the transaction has actually given is that it's given an opportunity to the average Black person to own into a large property fund. We have 30% Black public ownership and a 70% employee scheme, retention scheme. The retention scheme is a Barloworld retention scheme with an employee trust as well as a management trust. In terms of Khula Sizwe, what we do, we're a property management company. We lease out properties currently to Barloworld themselves. We are single tenanted as a property management company, but we're looking to grow into the future and become a fully fledged REIT over the next couple of years.
That's awesome. So I was just part of this wonderful mentorship breakfast by Cyber. I learned so much. I met so many inspirational women. You as Khula Sizwe, why sponsor this initiative?
Wow. So this space, this Cyber Women's Forum space, is a space that when we were starting out in our professions, never had this opportunity to be in a room filled with women with vast amount of experience in terms of whether it's in property, whether it's just in terms of being a professional in a corporate space. So for me, it was a no-brainer when the opportunity came about to sponsor this event, because one, it provides a platform where women can engage. They can engage openly. They can be vulnerable even in the spaces to be able to talk about the challenges that we all face in the various spaces that we're currently in. So that's one of the reasons why, for myself as well as for Khula Sizwe, I thought it was important that we support an initiative like this to give the women an opportunity to meet mentors who they believed or who they thought they could not have access to. So this platform is to provide access to a wealth of knowledge, access to hearing someone else's story in terms of what their journey was, in terms of being able to get to where they are today.
And being in the room and having listened to some of the women, I kind of have a better understanding of the value of mentorship. Right? So I understand why it's important to see those that have gone ahead of you. So you can also almost they're like a guiding light or a lighthouse. They're standing in the distance saying, I got it, I did it, you can do it too. According to you, how does one get the value from mentorship? How do you apply yourself and make sure, one, you get the value of the person who's made themselves available to you, and what is the value of mentorship? Yeah.
So first things first, it comes from you as the individual. These platforms are available for us in a number of spaces. We're in the same, for example, in a workspace, you'll have access to funding for studying, but you have to get up and ask for it. So a lot of the times, even with a mentorship program, I believe that you have to stand up first and put yourself out there as an individual and ask for a mentor. And in asking for that mentor, you've then got to realize that you're committing to a time with a professional. So in some instances, you'll find that these mentorship programs are a contract that's signed over a year. It's formalized because you're committing to taking up time with a professional who is willing to impart knowledge for you. Mentorship as well is, or as a mentor is there to help guide you, to give you honest feedback in terms of what it is that you're needing to do in your career. And the biggest thing as well, it's somebody that can open the door for you. This is that somebody that is in that space. Well, this is more specifically in the same type of company, in the space where they're a senior person, they've got experience, they can give you guidance in terms of how they got to where they were, and they can open the door for you. So that's what I believe you can get from mentorship if you're committed, and you need to make sure that you're committed. At the same time, you also need to hold your mentor accountable. These are people who are also very busy, and you'll find that sometimes the schedules clash. So you need to be intentional about how you're setting up your time with your mentor, intentional about making sure that you both show up in those sessions. I spoke about, if there's anything that you need to get out of your mentorship program is the 3 A's, availability, active listening, and analysis. And I think if you guys have the information on, or the video on that, the definitions of that are there. But that talks to the commitment, the availability, you committing, your mentor committing, being engaged in those sessions, actively listening. And I think in the session I mentioned that the mentor actively listens, and you'll understand that your mentor has employed active listening through the summaries and responses that you get, but you've also got to use active listening in that space as well, because you've got to take that information in, process it, and see how you will then be using it as well.
Wow, that's wonderful. Thank you for this session. It was really wonderful. Cyber Women's Breakfast, I learned so much, and I'm grateful as a young person to have mentors just pour into me. So thank you for your time as well.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Laika.